Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew, but my real name is Eric, and welcome back to another Chewy Mew review where I basically review my Spider-Man figures or whatever I want to review. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Spider-Man figure. Today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3 Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave. So this guy isn't from Toy Biz, unfortunately, because it's Spider-Man 3. But this guy was in part of a Build-A-Figure set. Like, it wasn't like a box set, it was just like all the figures. You could build them, put them together, and you would build this like big Sandman, like sculpture-looking Sandman, like a monster-looking kind of Sandman. This guy was part of that. I, however, did lose the Build-A-Figure piece, just because, when I was little, I lost the Build-A-Figure piece. This is one of the few Hasbro figures I actually own, but this guy has some custom articulation, doesn't have the original articulation, does have some damage, some wear and tear here and there, because this was, when Spider-Man 3 came out, this was the Sandman I used the most. I do also have the Spider-Man Classics Sandman from Toy Biz, which this guy, I think this one is a much better looking figure and much more fun figure to play with as a kid than this guy. But this guy, you know, being based off the movie, and I love Spider-Man 3, so as a little kid, or as a kid, this guy to me was just awesome because he looks just like Thomas Hayden Church Spider-Man 3. There's like a hair on his arm there. Let's take a look at his face. There's the face sculpt. It definitely does look like Thomas Hayden Church. Want to focus? You're not going to focus? I'll put my hand behind. Okay, he's not focused. That's like as good as I can focus, but there's his face, top of his head. It definitely does look a lot like the actor, which is really good, you know, pretty awesome. But I had a lot of fun with this one playing, like before I talked about playing with one of my friends named Jesse. He was my neighbor. We played together with our Spider-Man toys and stuff. I have more Spider-Man toys than him. I have a lot. He had some, but we mainly used, like, you know, my stuff. Typically, we'd pair like this Sandman with, like, you know, this Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man, this is the Toy Biz Spider-Man that converted to a wrestler. You would, you know, take the arms off, take the legs off, put rubber pants on, rubber mask. He had a rubber mask, however, I lost it, or it got destroyed, because, you know, rubber and little kids, that doesn't work well together. Come back on my shelf there, I play with these two guys together. And, so, let's take a look at his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, but it doesn't really move too much. It kind of only rotates all the way around. That's kind of all it does. It does have some cracking here, because I actually did open up this figure to add some extra joints, which you'll see. It does have a ball joint here on the torso, which is pretty good, goes down a pretty good distance, goes down pretty good, goes back not too much, and it rotates all the way around. Pretty good. The arm rotates all the way around. It does go all the way up, and it has rotation here below the shoulder joint of the arm. Rotates there pretty good. There's a double bend in the elbow. I was about to say double bend in the knee, but that's an elbow. That's not it. That's a knee. That's an elbow. And rotation in the wrist. And this one also has rotation here in the wrist. He only had these two arms. He didn't have any like extra arms or anything. So, you know, that's kind of unfortunate. Like if we would have got like a hammer or like something else, you know, that would have been cool. But nope, we didn't get that, unfortunately. No rotation here in the waist. But the added articulation I added was originally his legs would only move like that. His legs would only go like that. Then they would rotate. Oops, leg came off. However, on mine, because I wanted more articulation, kind of after I was done playing with this figure, I added some customization to it. Actually, a couple years ago, maybe like 6-7 years ago, actually not that long, I added some articulation here. I actually used a figure that was unfortunately kind of broken, and I used the ball joints here in the legs and this part of the leg. I painted them. It looks gray, while the pants, like if you look at it, the color's kind of different here, but I think it's close enough. I think it looks pretty good. So I added some articulation here. That way the legs can kick out and they can do the splits, which Sandman, you know, being made out of sand, I would expect him to be able to do the splits, and he can. At least the figure can. And then it rotates here, and the leg comes off on this one because the joints are pretty loose there. This one doesn't come off. His double bend in the knee, and the boot, I don't really know. The boot kind of goes down and kind of like wiggles around. I don't know if it's a ball joint or something, but it does definitely have some wiggle to it. I with this figure as a kid. Me and my friend Jesse, he played the same way I did. We played the same way. We played kind of like a movie. But that's all for this review. Let me know what you think about this figure. I think this figure is pretty cool. I definitely think it's pretty awesome looking. It's definitely a lot better now that he has these joints. But I will see you guys in the next video.
End of the line, Spider-Man.